This video, I'm going to be breaking down the Chargers offense in Madden 25. I believe this is a top 5 offense in the game this year. If you guys want to learn my entire Chargers offensive ebook, it's available in our school community, school.com/Cody Ballard. It's only $10 to become a member of that community, and that gets you access to all of my offensive and defensive ebooks for both college football and Madden. So if you're looking to improve your game in either of those two games, make sure you join the school community, and that link is going to be in the description. Now we're going to be taking a look here at the Chargers offense, and specifically we're going to primarily focus in on their shotgun formations. Now they actually do have kind of a decent normal wild close that you can utilize if you guys want. It's one of the best up and coming formations in the game. But really this formation centers around really these 4 formations here, primarily bunch strong and bunch nasty. So I'm going to show you kind of what audibles that I like to have. We have slot under, RPO alert screen, verticals wide drag, and level sail. You could kind of mix and match some of the plays in here if you wanted to just put the regular inside zone in here. You could do that. If you wanted to put stick in here, you could do that. You can kind of like mix and match some of these audibles. Trips in this formation, just the way that the game plays in this and the routes that you have. Trips is going to be more of a mix-in formation. It's not going to be really a mainstay. Your main formation that you're going to be coming out in pretty much every single time is going to be this bunch strong offset. I do believe these are the best audibles for that. Corner strike, dagger, and then kind of some other plays here if you want. You can have this RPO. I like RPO runs, but you could also just put the basic duo in here. This is, I think, the best shotgun run, or at least the most versatile shotgun run in the game. And then from there, you know, I like to just leave this PA corner play in. I don't really see the need to have anything else here. Bunch X Nasty is a great formation, and it is a nice formation to kind of mix in with this bunch strong. So we have motion cross post, motion RPO zone alert bubble, motion Y corner under, and then this last spot here, couple different options for you that you could utilize. You could utilize this whip double spot. It has a tight end zig and a tail route that are kind of cool. I have currently this drive HB under, which has a sharp corner to the solo wide receiver and a speed in route to the running back. So you can kind of use whatever you want there. And then tight open, this is just a nice formation to have as a mix-in within your offense. Really just kind of a standard tight open Digsy spot, mesh spot, bench return, and verticals halfback burst is what I utilize there. And this offense kind of centers around this play, flood, as this is probably a top 5. It's definitely a top 5 play of the game this year, okay? So how do you run flood? There's a couple setups that I like to use. And I'm going to go over them kind of in order of what I actually use. So I'm going to show you the first setup. The first setup is we're just going to simply streak the tight end, and then you can pretty much quick hike this. And really what you're looking for is the yellow zone will suction to the tight end, and then the flat will pull the flat. And so if they're running kind of a basic defense, this throw right here is going to be pretty open. You can hit this against most zone coverages in this game. As you see, there's this little spot. Now, the big trick with this is you want to possession catch this with this guy. So you're just kind of like passing him open in the seam. And it is a tight throw, but against most defenses, this is good. Now, I am going to set up kind of a makeshift of what you see a lot out of Dollar and why this is so good for that. So if you think about Dollar, right, they're going to move this guy over. This guy's going to blitz. They're going to have this guy right over here, and that's going to be their user. Now, he might be here or he might be here typically. And if they're running a cover 4 shell, right, it's going to look something like this. Now, even if these safeties are kind of down in the box here, what happens is because you're streaking that tight end, he is going to get upfield quick enough to pull this inside quarter, and you're going to see that this is just a wide open throw kind of in the seam area of the field. Now, right there, I did get bumped by the lineman. I think I'll just grab Dollar just real briefly here and show you, and then we'll kind of get back into... We might stay in Dollar. I don't know. We'll just stay in Dollar probably. I am going to sub out these like stud D linemen because I don't want them to super shed me. In practice mode, you get kind of these crazy sheds. So we're just going to kind of bypass that. And let me see if I have, where is the cover 4 drop? Maybe. Yep, there it is. And we'll just show you from Dollar itself so you can kind of see what happens. So again, they're going to blitz this guy, right? He's going to be over here. Now, this would be from cover 4 quarters, but it's going to basically play the exact same. They could come out in double safety, or they could not come out in double safety either way. And you see here, pass lead down inside. I'm not freeforming that. I'm just pass leading it basically open. Now, what they're going to eventually have to do, what this forces you to do, is it basically forces you to play cover 2 to the right side, because you're also not going to have much more success with this setup here. Because again, most dollar defenses center around this blitz right here. And honestly, even if they use her over there, you'd be surprised at how open this is still. So you see here, cover 3, it's just even worse. So the best thing that they could probably do is play cover 2 to this right-hand side of the formation. So you'll see here, I'm going to now have a hook curl. And if I try to throw this setup against that, you see that the vert hook, obviously, he kind of drops into perfect position to play the route, right? Now, there is a window on this cover 2. It kind of depends on how they want to set it up. But the other cool part about this is if they're playing cover 2, they're kind of forced to use this backside dig. So what can happen against a cover 2 is this tight end can, streak up the middle of the field, but you got to watch out for the deep halves kind of playing there. And if they do call cover 2 on that side, that's probably like the best way for them to counteract this. And really, they ultimately are going to walk them into a covered shell that basically looks like what you see on your screen. And then if they are sitting 4, you would just have one less middle of the field zone. So that kind of leads me to my second setup of this play. And there's really a couple different ways. The first one is just a quick hike. So we're just going to stem the tight end down 1, and we're going to snap the ball quick. And you're going to see that this stem down corner is going to run super deep, and it gets over the top of a cover 2. So you have a really good chance, if they're going to run cover 2, that this tight end corner can just beat that coverage, right? So you're just high-low in that flat defender, kind of a standard, cover 2 beater, kind of a standard zone beater. And they're going to have to switch stick to play this well. It's going to be kind of challenging because you do have a backside dig that you have in the play as well. And so this is just essentially taking advantage of a cover 2. Now, the next way that I like to take advantage of a cover 2 is with a little bit more of a vertical threat. So we're going to streak the tight end, we're going to corner the slot receiver, and we're going to stem the slot receiver down 1. So you see, this is what this looks like. So now you're going to kind of get that same type of concept, but now your slot corner is going to be the guy. Now, the thing with this setup is if they're playing like a match, like for example, this cover 2 is soft squats. If they're playing soft squats, that soft squat can match him. So you have to kind of watch out for that. I'm going to talk a little bit about why most people aren't going to have that happen. And you see, even against a cloud, he's going to get over the top of him. The reason why most people are not going to have soft squats on the field is because they're not going to get a match for them, because they're going to have to put their hook curls on 5, which is another setup I like out of flood. So a real basic setup here as well that is going to really force this cover 2 is this right here. With using this slot apprentice zig route or hot route master zig, this really forces the issue, because what we're able to do with this setup right here, if they are running cover 2, is we're able to really get those yellow zones. What a lot of people don't want to do, but they have to do, and this play will make them have to do that, is they don't want to put their hook curls on 5, because obviously it ruins match principles, and it's just kind of like, it's just not ideal. But as you see, if they don't put their hook curls on 5, we can attack with this setup all day long. This setup is like one of the best setups of the game, and it's just going to consistently manipulate coverage, and it's going to force you to put those yellow zones on 5, okay? So kind of going back, and you're seeing kind of the cat and mouse game here, but these couple setups are really valuable to kind of start out, because these are the setups that are going to really open everything up for your offense. Now, a variation off of this setup that I will use from time to time is I'll put the running back on a wheel and I'll motion him out here to the left side. You'll see that that wheel will flip. The reason I put him on a wheel in the backfield is because I like that wheel better than the hot routed wheel. That being said, you could also put him on a flat. So I don't want you to, you don't have to put him on a, it doesn't have to be that. But the reason why I like this setup right here, this 5-out setup, I think this is probably one of the best 5-out plays in Madden 25. And the reason why I think it's really good is because the flats get pulled so badly. And you see here, like, even if they cover that, then you have that backside. Like, this is just the perfect 5-out horizontal spacing type of play. Like, you could basically just never, ever, ever be right. Like, if we go back to kind of some of those beginner examples, let's say they run that cover 4 type of defense everybody likes to run, where they're kind of hovering over here. Well, now there's no yellow zone on the right side. So this is just the easiest little baby dot right here, quick read. You see what we're doing with this play and how we're really using this play that to attack the entirety of the field. Now, a lot of people, when they play against bunch, have started to kind of get into this type of defense where they're going to kind of hover here so that they can kind of take the zig, they can kind of take the streak, they can kind of take all those routes, right? Well, this is where I really love this play, because if they're running cover 4 on the left side, this flat is going to pull the flat defender, and then my tight end drag is going to get open right in this little pocket, and it's a super open play, okay? So this is another way that we can kind of manipulate that. Even another setup that I like to do out of this, I love to do that stemmed corner again on the slot receiver. I'm going to drag the tight end, and then I'm going to still run that running back out there and put a 5 out. The reason I like this setup is because now against a cover 4, let's say they use with a tight end, it kind of gets hairy, they switch stick well onto the dig. Now this kind of opens things up for this corner on the right side. Because what's going to happen is they're going to start to kind of read your plays. They're going to see, oh, he's running this tight end drag, so I need to kind of be worried for the tight end drag, right? So they're typically going to sit here, and then I'm telling you, you're going to get a lot of 5-yard hook curls. And once you start to get these 5-yard hook curls, it really changes how they have to play defensively, because they can't really play, if you think about it, they can't really play you with match coverage principles, because obviously the zone drops will cancel that out. And then you also have this corner route. Now, I got to pass lead that a lot better, and we'll actually show you that a little bit better here. But the basic concept here is this motion out of the running back, even just the simple act of putting him on a flat, it really opens up this left side for you to be able to attack with like a quick tight end drag. And then off of that, now we can start to throw, you know, these corner routes and things like that. So this is another thing that I like to do off a quarter strike. So why is quarter strike good? Quarter strike is good for a couple reasons. You have a short corner on the right side. So if we go back and we talk about this cover 4 conceptually, what was happening to us with that deeper corner is that deeper corner was getting played a little bit by the outside corner. What you're going to notice here is that this short corner will never get played by that outside corner. Now, the slot corner might play it because he's 6'5", and so there's a little bit of a window that you've got to kind of like look at, but this short corner is really good. And I'm going to talk about one other setup from Flood in a minute too, but you're just going to see here, just freeform this kind of in this little soft spot, and you see like you're able to kind of put it into a tight area against this cover 4. Let's see if I can show it to you one more time here. You can just streak the slot receiver, quick snappable play, and you see there, that's really the window. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about a couple different things they can do defensively. One of the things they can do is they can try to play cover 2, soft squat on the outside, and really try to get you into a deal, you know, where if you actually think about what they're doing, they're kind of, this allows them to be a little bit more over here, you know, and then again, we're still stressing them because there's, you know, like that 5-out play is still really good, but this would be something they could do that's going to give you a little bit of trouble if you're 5-outing without a flat on the right. But an easy way to manipulate this on the right-hand side here is to go to a play. You really doesn't have to be quarter strike. It can really be anything here. But we'll use quarter strike, and we're just going to streak the slot receiver, post the tight end, drag the running back, or flat the running back, and then drag the backside receiver. So this is a nice little 5-out combo that does a really good job of attacking that cover 2 sink type of defense, because you're basically just high-lowing the flat defender on the right. And so if they do have any kind of matching principles within their soft squats, this is a way that you can get advantage of it. Another way that we can kind of take advantage of it, that's actually an underrated setup, would be something like this right here. Whoops, let me show you. Off of Flood, you just kind of hot route this, but you'll see here, see how the soft squat gets really pulled by the flat. So again, just having a flat on the play can really manipulate the soft squats, and this is a combo that I would have in your playbook. This is not something, this was called a little bit more in the beginning of the year, but now this is more of kind of a gotcha combo. If they're running a lot of cover 2 on that right side, you can hit them with that, and that's harder for them to defend. Another thing that's underrated, I think, with this is a lot of blitzes this year. You pick them up by blocking your tight end. one of the things that you can do is you can block your tight end, send your running back on the pattern like this, and you can still be in a position where, cover 2 is going to struggle. And then if the yellows, you kind of have a high-low read over the middle of the field between the yellows and the whip route that you want to be able to hit. So, again, those are some ways in which we're able to force them to have to put these on 5. Once you get them to put these on 5, the game just gets a little simpler in terms of how you want to attack the defense. So if you think about it, when they put those hook curls on 5, now this flat defender on the outside is going to be a little bit more static. He's not going to match routes. So you'll see here like a combo like this, right? I don't have a pull route, but watch the soft squat. You see he pretty much stays where he's at. Like he's just going to basically play in that area. So now we can kind of manipulate that a little bit more with different plays. And that's where, I think this play right here kind of comes back into able to block the running back if you want to. And then you also have this corner on the outside that can get over the top of a soft squat, as you see. So those are some of like the main ways in which you're going to set them up from bunch strong, and then you're going to get them into, cover 4 shade underneath. So a play that's also really good is still this double corner. Now this is not as good as it was last year, but it is still a decent play to have, and it's okay in certain situations. I wouldn't call this every play, but what you're going to see here is this short corner is going to get a really nice spot against cover 4 specifically, and it's really hard for the cover 4 to be able to handle it. The other thing that's cool about this is if they run a cover 2 on you, remember this is a little bit more of a static cover 2 because the hook curls have to be on 5. That's where you're going to see this deeper corner gets open. Now, fully prepare that they're going to switch stick and take away the double corner. Okay, fully prepare for that because it is something that they're probably going to do if you're playing a good player. But what you're able to do on this backside is you can potentially check down to your flat or to your drag. The other thing that you can do off of this, though, and when they start to put these hooks on 5, one of my favorite things to do is I'll stem up a 15-yard in route like that. And what you'll see from this 15-yard in route is it gets way behind those yellows and kind of a perfect spot for you on the left side. So that's how, now, so far we've pretty much only attacked kind of this left or this right side of the bunch side. We've had a couple plays coming back to the left side, but we really primarily emphasize attacking this bunch side. So now we're going to attack the left side. Dagger is the main play we're going to use for that. One of the easiest setups is just post the tight end and quick snap. You have a seam streak on the left. Really the main throw you're looking for is this tight end right here. And most people are going to give you that throw in a couple different ways, right? They might use with a streak, which they kind of have to use with a streak. This tight end route does kill man coverage as well, which is kind of a cool feature of just the basic tight end post this year, is it's pretty decent against man. So, really what you're looking at is how do I make sure that I beat a switch stick on that right side? I think one of the best ways is with this setup where we flat and we wheel. And so what you'll see with this is look where this running back kind of gets to. The streak still clears things out. And then the flat wheel concept is actually really good this year. Another way you can use Dagger is the old school Durham setup. I like to use a crosser on my slot receiver. I think that's the best way to run this year. And really what you're looking for here is you can throw that kind of in that area of the field. They're going to have to switch stick to that. They're going to have to use that in some way, shape, or form. And again, when they switch stick, where's the key question is where's their zone? It could be a mid-read. But I'm telling you, I play a lot of people where this is the blitz, and then they're over here, and there's nothing on the right side. They're going to rely solely on their user. So what we're able to do with this play Dagger is we're able to put the running back in a kind of a cool spot to be able to throw against the zone and put him in that kind of area. Now, again, I also said that I think one of the best coverages for this formation as a whole is really something to this extent right here. It's basically this right here with this user over here because you have the yellow zone. And so if you look at this defense, really where are we going to be able to attack? Well, off a Dagger, this is going to kind of set up so that they use the crosser, right? Now, you could also just do it like this and just snap the ball. And so if they do use the crosser, one of the best routes as a check down is that. Because if they switch it to the crosser, and the tight end gets open kind of late in the play. Another way we can attack this left side of the field, this one's a little bit more tender of a throw, but it is a good throw, is off a corner strike. And this is specifically like something I will use if I know it's cover 4 or cover 3 to the left, and they're probably not cover 2ing me over there. This is something that I use sparingly. I don't use this a lot, but there are situations where you need to have this throw. So what I like to do is I like to streak the slot receiver. You can block the tight end or block the running back, either way, and then we're going to have a backside post like this. So the whole idea here is this backside post is a threat. They have to kind of like, to a degree, prepare for. But then the main route we're really looking for is the C route. So what you're going to see here is we're not going to freeform this normally. I'm just going to pass lead it down and to the left. And this is a little bit of a throw that you're going to have to kind of prepare to throw. Like I would practice this throw a little bit. There's a couple different ways in which you can throw it. You know, you could run the play like this. You could run the play like this. You could run the play like this, right? A couple different methods. But what's really cool about this throw is you can act, and again, I got to get my timing down a little bit here in practice mode. You got to wait on it a little bit. Like, you want to wait on this a little bit. Like, it's a later throw in the play. You know, you almost want to, like, read the right side. So I'm looking right here, not there. And then my last read is really this throw right there. That throw can be caught, possession caught, against a cover 4 or a cover 3, okay? And that is one of those throws that I think is a very, very, very good throw to have. You're not going to call this every down. This is like a once every couple drives play. But it just gives you that kind of dot to that left side or to that solo side that you want to have in this playbook. Now, if they don't hard flat you, then you'll see, watch this purple zone. He'll drop back like that, and then he'll kind of drop down on the drag late. Because the C route takes a while to develop, the drag is going to be the route that the curl flat's primarily concerned about. So you're wanting to kind of hit this, and you watch this curl flat, you see he drops down. See how there's that window for the corner strike route? That is, that's really what we're looking for. So let me see if I can actually get you the pass. It's crazy, the sheds, man. It doesn't matter what you do. This thing, they just shed you in this game. But you see, see how he's going to drop down there, and I'm looking for that throw. And it's going to be a tight throw, but it's really good because it's hard for them to be able to defend it. Now, that being said, another throw that I want to go over with corner strike, kind of another way you can run the play. This one is a little variation of it, but it's just float the running back to the outside here, put him on a streak. So you have a seam streak on both sides here, and then I drag the tight end. So it looks like this. So what we have in this play, it's a 5-out play. If you wanted to, another way you could get to this is you could do this, or you could do this, or you could even do a 15-yard in. Those are all variations of really the same idea here. But basically what we're looking for with this is kind of the same thing. You'll just see that C route's going to get in a little better position. And then you could also, if you wanted to use a speed out. So if you want to use a speed out and stem him up one, this is a good play. The challenge is a curl flat will play this sometimes. So that's where, you know, if they're hard flatting a ton and it's like obvious, then motion this out and run the play like this. This is a good combo as well, because you'll see here the hard flat really goes to that tight end, and that's a nice little quick dot. Okay, but it just gives us a couple different ways in which we can attack that solo side that I think is helpful. And one of the most underrated dots in this game too is a curl, and then you can either drag you can either get to it with a tight end drag or a running back flat. And the reason I like this is because if you think about it, the hook curl is never going to play this. So you're going to have just kind of a late, like, who is that? He is just a dog. Who is that? 50. I don't know who that is, but I don't think he's very good overall either. He's just out here. just doing his thing. I have a full line of secure protectors. It just doesn't matter. But anyways, you'll see here. See how I think it's a very underrated throw because that throw is normally going to be pretty open, and I don't really necessarily. I don't know for sure if there's any coverage really. Like a basic curl flat, probably. Yeah, so you see how the curl flat, but you see how it's obvious, and then you can just check it down. Like, I think there is value in little throws like that. Another underrated throw is the running back on a whip, and then just having this guy on the outside on a speed out. Just kind of a quick throw that you can hit, but you don't want to do that. But if you did like a 10-yard speed out with a whip route, this is kind of becoming a combo that I really like. See how the curl flat backs up, boom, and then a hard flat. You might think, well, then why don't they just hard flat you over here? Well, you watch this hard flat. Well, hard flat's going to jet to the outside. You can kind of throw this right in here, So anyway, just some basic stuff that I really like. I do think that in this game, it's not a bad idea to me to hitch this dude. If you ever want to just kind of some little dots, like just boom, that gets open a lot. Just telling you, just attacking that left seam is something that I think is helpful, in this game to have. But anyway, that's pretty much the bunch combos. Red zone PA corner. I don't really ever call this play. It does have play action blocking so that you can freestyle out of this play and get good blocking if you want to do that. It has a C route to the right side. Again, most people are going to play you in cover 2, right? But you can, if you want, throw something like this with, kind of have a lot of corner routes basically. And you'll see that the C route corner is going to be in just like a really unique spot of the field to attack. But again, cover 2 is going to give this trouble, right? So cover 2 to the right is kind of one of their best options, which leads me to a short side flip. So if I'm ever getting a lot of cover 2 and I want to just attack it, this is a cover 2 beater. You just flip to the short side, you streak the tight end, and then you let that safety kind of turn his hips inside. Once he turns his hips inside, that fade on the left is going to be a good option. Another thing that I'll do from time to time is if I'm getting a lot of cover 2, I'll run something like corner strike with just a streak and just quick hike them. And what I'm really looking for here is this streak. I might need a deeper corner on this, but I do occasionally like just hike some trying to kind of manipulate cover 2 to the right side because I do feel like this is kind of the main play that you're gonna get, and it could be a couple different things on this. Honestly, you really just do this, and what'll happen is this deep half. You see how the deep halves kind of flow, and then this is a throw up the middle. And normally that's a little more open than that. I don't know if it's because I have universal on or what, but this is a throw that is decent against cover 2 if all of the things align. Right, it's just stemming this guy on the left all the way up, streaking the tight end, and then what you'll see here, see how the safety kind of turns, and then I can throw this in that area. Normally, he's actually playing it pretty good in prox mode. One other way that you could kind of get to the same idea is simply streaking the tight end, corner route this guy, flat this guy, and then on this backside here, couple different ways to do it. I just feel like you have to pull that deep half out of the way. So what I would probably do is even a motion out with a running back streak, or you could do a running back wheel, right? But just something to kind of get the deep half, and we'll see if we can kind of hit this. See how that safety kind of moves? Just a step, and then that is a throw that you can have. So the corner route does kind of pull this half a little bit better than the fade does. And then you'll see here, the deep half on the left side it's not as big of an issue, so you can kind of throw it like that. I wish Baker could actually get the ball out, because I totally have this dot. I just can't get you the throw. But this is something that you do have. So, and this is just kind of one of those situational things. On this backside here, feel free to motion out and do something like that, or like that. But basically, you'll see here, if that's not open, obviously your corner route, right? And a lot of times what they do is they switch stick to the corner from the safety position. So you have to have, in my opinion, you have to have something that's ready. And this is kind of that thing. But you see how the safety on the left's kind of playing it? That's where you need a little bit more of like a fade or, you know, something on the left to kind of pull that deep half out a little bit more. But this is like a very specific like use case. We finally hit it here for you. But it's a very specific use case of like, I know they're running cover 2 a lot. This is something I can hit. This is bunch strong. This is out of the Chargers playbook. Now, if you did want to incorporate some bunch X nasty, some tray offset, I have those plays all in the Chargers ebook. This bunch X nasty audible is really good because all of a sudden now you have a lot more threats to be able to threaten on this left-hand side with combos like this that are, they're really, really good plays that just kind of get into soft spots of the defense. Also, you do have a lot of good red zone plays out of this, but this is my personal favorite play. And it's pretty much a hot routable play, but this tight end drag just gets in such a nice spot, and then you can also work this this backside game. I really think that's like the free Ray Lewis card that is just going crazy on the D-line against these amazing offensive linemen I have. But you see how this just gets into a really soft spot of the field. So anyways, that's the Chargers bunch strong, which is the best formation. And then you can obviously check out the rest in the ebook in our school community. And that is going to be linked in the description. $10 gets you access to all of our offensive and defensive ebooks for Madden and for college football. So if you want to sign up, head down to the description and click the link down below.